What's going on, guys? It's your boy Javon, and I know it's been a while, man, but I'm back. Okay? Alright, today I got an exciting video for you guys. I'm going to be reacting to 10 British bands who never cracked the US. Alright, on my music reaction channel, I've heard a lot of great British bands that didn't really have a hit in the US, or didn't really chart in the US. I'm like, how? Like, it's not like it was so good. I'm like, there's no way. But I mean, US market doesn't determine success, but it would have been great if they cracked that market to get even more fan base. But yeah, today we're gonna check out 10 bands who unfortunately never cracked it. I want to see if I've heard any of these bands before too, so I think that would be interesting. Yeah, let's get right into it, man. I got the video pulled up already. Also, if this is your first time to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, and drop suggestions down below, because on this channel all my suggestions come from you guys, whether it be the movie reactions, the comedy, and everything comes from you guys on this one. I'm doing everything, so just let me know what you want to see next. But yeah, top 10 British bands who never cracked America. Let's check this out.
These musical groups found fame in the UK, but they remained relatively obscure in the US. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 British bands who never cracked America.
I might have to react
Before
to some
we
of these
begin,
too.
we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content.
Subscribe.
For this list, we're focusing on bands that never experienced continuous commercial success in America. Number 10, Supergrass. For a British band to successfully cross over into America, it's crucial to capitalise upon the buzz. And for Oxford group Supergrass, well, they failed to expand beyond their native demographic.
Supergrass.
With their 19...
Yeah, hold up. I was gonna say I never heard Supergrass before. I also never seen them being recommended to me before. I might have to check them out, man.
1995 debut album I Should Coco, Supergrass briefly reached the number 1 in the UK charts, and actually released 2 more albums by the end of the 90s. By that time though, music trends had changed significantly in the US, and well, Supergrass began to drift away, barely cracking the US top 200 with 2002's Life on Other Planets. Sadly, it all ended with an internal Twitter beef. Number 9, Madness.
I love Madness.
During the late 70s and early 80s, this band was far more than just a one-hit wonder in the UK. In fact, Madness would even influence the American band that would ultimately become No Doubt.
Our house in the middle of the street. Our house. Hey, I love
like
Madness.
Gwen Stefani's versatile group, Madness didn't align themselves with a specific genre, as they blended together a variety of musical styles. With that being said, Madness was, in fact, linked to skinheads in their early days, which perhaps negatively affected larger-scale opportunities.
Wait, what are skinheads? Somebody let me know. I didn't, cause that sounds like, hold up. Skinheads. I gotta look this up, guys. They said they were linked to, might be linked to skinheads, but I love Madness. Member of a subculture which originated among the working class youth in London, 1960s. Just a working class. Is that a bad? Somebody gotta let me know, because I need some history.
In their early days, which perhaps negatively affected larger-scale opportunities. Regardless, the UK band experienced great success during their initial 10-year run, but never once did one of their acclaimed albums crack the US Top 100 charts.
It must be love, love, love. I love Madness.
Number 8, Take That.
I guess now it's time for me to give up.
By the mid-90s, the legendary music executive Clive Davis signed this UK boy band to a record deal with Arista, but Take That had already begun to self-destruct.
So come on, get it on. I don't know what you're waiting for.
In their prime, Gary Barlow stunned critics with his songwriting skills, and a young Robbie Williams displayed his obvious star power. And so, Take That seemed primed for America. Yet Williams quit in 1996 just as the pop scene was about to change in the United States. The group initially formed in the early 90s, and despite 3 well-received albums, Take That just didn't seem to have the right amount of mojo to keep it going, although the core members would later reunite with Williams in 2010.
Hey, I like your song so far, they're little samples. I might have to check them out. I think the Robbie Williams was
Number
a part
7,
of it.
Kasabian. American indie fans have certainly heard of this group from Leicester, despite the fact that Kasabian's lead singer Sergio Pizzorno once noted that he hates indie bands. So that's one thing to consider when thinking about Kasabian's failed American crossover.
How you hate indie band if you're an indie band?
In the UK, they reached number 4 on the UK charts with their self-titled 2004 debut, and the next several albums managed to reach number 1. By 2013, however, guitarist Jay Mellor actually left to play with Liam Gallagher, formerly of Oasis, while Tom Meehan cited unfinished business in America around the same time. However, the 2014 album 4813 failed to chart in the US, and maybe Kasabian just wasn't ready for a committed American crossover.
You know, that's another thing too I want to touch on. You know, a band could be like super popular in your country. That doesn't mean that another person might know the song, hear the song. Because most of these, I only know Madness because I started doing music reactions. Like I would not have known any of these bands or groups. That goes to show you, man, how, you know, not because you grew up on something or know something that means everybody else knows it too. You know, it's kind of the same deal, man. You know, people be saying, "How do you not know that?" I mean, I didn't grow up with it. It wasn't played here, you know. So it's just like it's the same thing.
Number 6, Happy Mondays. Now this Mojoholics is what you call a Manchester band. From 1980 to 1993, Happy Mondays managed to gain quite the following in the UK, certainly with their 1990 album Pills and Thrills and Bellyaches. But considering that a band like New Kids on the Block was big in the United States at the time, well, that's just one reason why the Happy Mondays sound failed to connect with the American mainstream.
Oh, wow.
Even so, this is a band that heavily influenced some of the more notable UK bands of the 90s, such as Oasis and the Stone Roses. Yet their sound embodies more of a distinct Euro vibe rather than trendy American hooks.
Hallelujah, hallelujah,
That's sorry guys. That's another point I want to make. You know, for like success, you know, you could have a great song, man, but sometimes all it takes is just like a catchy poppy hook to really let stuff like blow up. Sometimes it's not about the lyrics or the style, you know. Sometimes if it's like basic, like a catchy poppy hook, that could really take a song off, you know.
Number 5, Stereophonics.
I've been down and I'm wondering why these little black clouds keep walking around me.
I like
From
that.
the late 90s to the early 2000s, this
have been
Welsh
asking
band
for this
established
one.
a reputation for their killer live shows. However, Stereophonics ultimately dismissed original drummer Stuart Cable in 2003, reportedly because he was more interested in his TV show than the band. Sadly, Cable would pass away just 7 years later. In their prime, Stereophonics was known as one of the most talented UK bands, releasing 5 #1 albums throughout the 2000s. Yet
5
only
number
one
one.
of those, 2001's Just Enough Education to Perform, managed to crack the US top 200 charts.
So maybe
So it did crack the
tomorrow
US.
I find my way home.
Despite the
sounds
lack of
good, though.
American buzz, Stereophonics continues in their native Wales as one of the most highly regarded UK bands of the 21st century. Number 4, Manic Street Preachers. Like many overly ambitious rock bands, this Wales group infamously hyped up their 1992 debut album, Generation Terrorists, and, well, failed to crack the top 10 in the UK charts.
Never heard of either.
In fact, the Manics wouldn't land a #1 until 6 years later, this coming 3 years after the mysterious disappearance of the celebrated songwriter and guitarist Richie Edwards. Their music is pure rock, something that US rock enthusiasts could easily get behind, or so it would seem. But while the Manics became iconic figures overseas, their sound just never translated to American mainstream consumers. Decades after the loss of Edwards, however, the Manics continue to wail. Number 3, Pulp. By the time of this band's success during the mid-90s Britpop era, they had already been together well over 15 years.
Oh, wow.
And until then, Pulp had never actually landed a gold record, let alone an American hit.
Alright.
But albums like Different Class and This Is Hardcore teased at a potential American crossover, with the latter finding its way to the US charts in 1996. At this time though, reported drug use and internal scuffling shook up the band, and Pulp's final album was ultimately released in the early fall of 2001, peaking at number 6 in the UK charts. For a brief time, this group was on par with the likes of Oasis, but like the Gallaghers, Pulp just couldn't manage to keep the unit together.
You know, that's another thing too, man. Sometimes it's just not about the music. Sometimes it's about the band. You know, the band might have like internal clashes between the members, or everybody is not on the same page. That could play a huge part into why the music might not be taken off. You know, maybe one guy is taking it seriously, everybody else is just like, I'm okay right here. You know, I ain't got to do nothing more. You know, but yeah. See, a lot of these, man, I've never heard before. And it's a good amount, man. If you guys also want me to check out any of these, or if any of these so far are bands that you enjoy, let me know down below in the comments, man. I want to engage with you guys.
Number 2, The Jam.
Oh, I know The Jam. I just reacted to that.
Fronted by the multi-talented Paul Weller, a man known for his distinct British compositions, this band came, saw and conquered during their decade-long existence.
I did a time
well,
called
at least
Malice.
in the UK.
It's a pretty great song.
And then a kick, I could now smell their breath.
Aesthetically, The Jam preceded punk, and they called it quits just as the new wave took off in the early 80s. In between, they released 6 acclaimed studio albums, with the last 5 climbing the UK charts. Truth be told, The Jam had somewhat of a steady presence in the US charts during their run, but despite their stylized look and obvious talent, the party ended with the 1982 release, The Gift. And just like that, The Jam was gone before Americans could catch on.
I did not know that. Oh.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Alright, this is the honorable mentions. Wave. Animal Nitrate.
Spend the evening unpacking books from boxes. You pass me up so as not to break a promise. Meet me on the mad parade when the midnight bells are chiming.
Number 1, The Stone Roses.
Oh, this is a big one, because this is one that I know people have been asking for this, like. People have been asking for the Stone Roses, so that's definitely one I'm going to get to, but I never heard them before either. The song that I'm going to be reacting to first is I Want to Be Adored. So let's find out about them.
If you're even vaguely familiar with the bravado and attitude of Oasis, well, let's just say the Gallagher brothers were inspired by the Stone Roses. This is a band that once said America doesn't deserve us yet, And while they may have been right, the Stone Roses didn't seem in a hurry to record consistent music after the renowned 1989 debut.
That's probably why. Sometimes it's the band.
Let me show you what I mean. The Messiah is my sister. Ain't no king, man, she's my queen.
In fact, it took a full 5 years for the Manchester group to drop a second album, and the band folded.
Alright guys, so that was the top 10 British bands who never cracked America. You know, some of them were able to get on the charts, like the number 200 spot, but most of these never really like cracked the top 10, top 20. And that doesn't mean that they're not a good band or they don't make good music. Sometimes it's just the way the cookie crumbles. But yeah, most of these I've never heard before. Madness, I absolutely love Madness. Shout out to Madness, super great band. They make like, you know, their music is good. I wish more people could hear them. I'm glad that you guys put me on to Madness. But yeah, I might have to check out some more of these bands, man, because there's a lot down here that I never heard before, and it might be some really great music that they made that, you know, I probably enjoy. But I think this was a great video, man. I think my next one might be the top 10 British bands that did crack the US. But we all know most of those, you know, Queen, Zeppelin, Pink Floyd. So maybe there's more on there that I'm going to see, but we already know like most of those. Well, yeah, you guys let me hear your thoughts on this video down below in the comment section. If there's any other bands that was not on this list that you want me to know about that didn't crack the US, just let me know down below in the comment section. But yeah guys, I would appreciate it if you leave a like on this video. That helps the video to grow to more people. Share the video if you have time to. Yeah, comment down below, all that jazz, and I'll see you guys in the next one. It's been your boy Jay. Peace.
Essa daqui é pica, hein?